On June 6, 2009, a 44-year-old woman who was jogging collapsed on the side of a road in Aurora. An off-duty Cleveland Fire Department firefighter was driving home from his son's baseball game and saw an unresponsive woman lying on the side of the road. He came to her side, found no pulse, and began administering bystander CPR while awaiting additional help. An Aurora police unit showed up on the scene with an automated external defibrillator, which was applied and administered a shock in an effort to restart her heart, which was successful. Aurora Fire Department arrived shortly thereafter and found a minimally responsive female requiring assisted ventilations. They contacted MetroHealth to respond to the scene to assist with the patient due to the anticipated long transport time to the hospital because basically with the level of care she was going to need, there weren't a lot of hospitals immediately nearby. When the life flight crew arrived, the patient was intubated and transported to MetroHealth for emergency cardiac care. When the data was later downloaded, the folks who are not medical, the AEDs, it's like a little computer. Some of them even talk, and they have a little recording device, and they record the data they're seeing. Most of them don't have a display. I don't believe this one had a display. So he wasn't able to see what the machine was seeing. But when they downloaded it later, the machine said she was in ventricular fibrillation, which is a lethal heart rhythm that will result in permanent brain damage or death within minutes. She ultimately spent a week in the hospital, had her own internal defibrillator placed to protect her should this happen again, and had a complete recovery despite this period of cardiac arrest, and I've heard is back to jogging again. I think this case really demonstrates the power of bystander CPR and of automated external defibrillators. We've probably seen them in the mall, at the airport. If you go to Vegas, they're in the casinos, and they apparently have like the highest AED save rate in the United States, probably because security's watching you all the time, and they can get to your side fairly quickly. But you know, the first responder was able to do bystander CPR to get just enough blood flowing to the brain to keep things going until you could get the life-saving defibrillation shock to restore her heart rhythm. It also demonstrates, once again, this is the recurring theme of the day, the power of teamwork. Groups of people that normally, I doubt that he knew any of the other individuals, groups of people who normally don't work together were able to work together on that day and make something amazing happen. Any breakdown along the way resulted in a far less positive outcome. I apologize, I'm going to have the folks from Aurora Fire come up. Captain Ronald Matkowski, firefighter Peter Anders, firefighter Michael Chrisman, firefighter Michael Gilardi, it's going to get crowded up here, firefighter David Hegel, firefighter Anthony Murata, and firefighter Joseph Wisniewski. There's also Sergeant Steven Cebulski from Aurora Police was not able to come. I'd also actually like to introduce a very special guest today. Miss Lisa Perez, who is that 44-year-old jogger, is here to help us honor the responders who saved her life. I'm sorry. I apologize. She's actually 41. I'm sorry. I'm never going to live that one down. Well, thank you for coming. Do you want to say anything?
I would actually like to thank everybody that is involved in this type of work. We hear so much in the media about all the negative things out there, and these are the events that are so important and impactful to the community to understand that there is good out there. And you know, Bob didn't hesitate, and his son, they didn't mention, was also a help in this. He, you know, he's learning Samaritan already. You know, saw me down and got Dad to stop and, you know, start CPR, and his instinct and his training were just impeccable on the timing. And my fortunateness was that Aurora had just recently purchased new defibrillators, and I had every little angel bouncing on my shoulders with timing. And you know, there is faith, and you know, my appreciation and thank you goes beyond imaginable words. And thank you for recognizing these great people today. Thank you.